The sadness of Sunday evenings is a feeling familiar to many people, a melancholy that sets in with the arrival of dusk, as the rest and distractions of the weekend begin to give way to the reality of the upcoming week. It's as if Sunday carries a kind of emotional transition, a bridge between the freedom of days off and the responsibilities that await us. This feeling isn't just about returning to work or routine, but also involves a deeper reflection on time, the meaning of rest, and the very nature of life. Sunday, in many cultures, is seen as a day of rest, a moment to recharge and disconnect from the pressures of daily life. However, as the afternoon progresses, a sense of unease begins to emerge. What was once lightness and carefree joy slowly transforms into a feeling of heaviness and anticipation. This sentiment, often described as Sunday night sadness, reminds us that time is finite, that leisure is fleeting, and that Monday, with all its demands, is just around the corner. The sadness of Sunday evenings is not merely about the discomfort of returning to work. It can also reflect how we live our days. Often, weekends become an escape from what we can't face during the week, the overload of tasks, the lack of time for ourselves, the relationships we've set aside. When Sunday ends, we're forced to confront these issues, which can bring about a profound sense of frustration or anxiety. Moreover, the end of Sunday brings us face to face with the question of purpose. As we witness the end of a period of rest, we might ask ourselves, are we living the way we want? Are we satisfied with the direction our lives are taking? These questions, which are often ignored in the frenzy of the week, may arise with force during the quiet moments that Sunday evenings provide. In this context, the melancholy might be a manifestation of a deeper dissatisfaction, a sign that perhaps we need to reassess our choices and priorities. The emptiness that often accompanies the end of Sunday is also related to the fast pace at which we live. During the week, we are often racing against time, trying to balance multiple responsibilities. The weekend, though it may bring some relief, is often not enough to give us the genuine rest we need. And so, when Sunday ends, we realize that the time for rest was insufficient to truly recharge. The cycle of exhaustion begins again, and Sunday sadness can be seen as an expression of this ongoing fatigue. On the other hand, this sadness also carries an existential aspect. The end of Sunday, with its silence and lengthening shadows, reminds us of the passage of time. Each week that begins is another life cycle closing, and this realization can bring a sense of transience and finiteness. Sunday, in this sense, can become a symbol of the time that slips away, of postponed dreams, of missed opportunities. It's not just the end of a day, but a reminder that time moves forward relentlessly, carrying us along with it. However, this sadness doesn't need to be viewed purely in a negative light. It can be an opportunity for reflection, self-assessment, and reconnection with oneself. Instead of simply allowing ourselves to be consumed by this feeling, we can try to understand its deeper causes and use it as a catalyst for change. Perhaps the melancholy of Sunday evenings is telling us that we need more balance in our lives, that we are neglecting important aspects of our well-being. Maybe it's an invitation to slow down, to rethink our priorities, and to seek a life more aligned with our values and desires. Ultimately, the sadness of Sunday evenings is a universal experience, but at the same time, deeply personal. Each person experiences it uniquely, reflecting their own circumstances, expectations, and concerns. For some, it may be just a mild discomfort, easily dissipated with a good night's sleep. For others, it may be a heavier feeling, requiring more careful reflection on life and its choices. The important thing is not to ignore it. The sadness of Sunday evenings can be a window into our inner selves, an opportunity to know ourselves better, and find ways to live with more purpose and balance. Accepting it as part of the human experience is the first step in learning to deal with it in a healthy way, without allowing it to paralyze or consume us. After all, Sunday always returns, and with it, new chances to find peace and satisfaction in the small pauses that life offers us.